bolster his image with the charter branch of the Texas Cattlemen's Club here in Royal, in hopes that he could be president of the new Houston branch. Her PR plan would start with a surprise visit to Royal's own Jessie Stevens, an influential player at the TCC. If she could ever get there... She bit back a curse, weighing her options. The odds of a tow truck showing up out here in this weather were slim. Should she wait to see if the car started and risk getting hit by another wave? Or start walking, in her broken shoes, in the rain and mud? Sighing in resignation, she angled to get her umbrella. Bracing, she opened the door, and rain sheeted inside. She wedged her umbrella through the opening, although it was fast becoming a moot point. Even her Prada trench was losing the fight against the deluge. Frigid water lapped around her ankles, soaking the hem of her slacks as she leaned into the wind, shivering. Still, she was determined to forge ahead, one step at a time. She couldn't bear the thought of telling her father she needed to postpone the promotion trip. He'd put his trust in her, and even knowing a 34-year-old woman shouldn't care this much what her father thought, she couldn't deny she was still trying to win his approval, to be something other than the often-forgotten middle child. In college, she'd found her niche with an aptitude for public relations. It was her chance to shine. When her father had taken note of her success after graduation, he'd hired her as PR executive for the family business, Perry Holdings. And if ever Sterling Perry had needed a promotional facelift, it was now, when the new Houston, Texas Cattlemen's Club was cranking up. Fledgling organizations hated nothing more than a scandal. And her father's good name had taken quite a few blows, first with an arrest on charges of orchestrating a Ponzi scheme that nearly caused a collapse of one of his investment funds. No sooner had her father gotten out from under the weight of the fraud rumors than he was under suspicion for the murder of a Perry Holdings assistant. And, as if her father wasn't already stressed enough, just last week a Curran oil executive named Willem Inwood had been arrested under suspicion of being behind the Ponzi scheme. He wasn't talking yet, but already people were coming forward saying he was the one who'd started those nasty rumors. Now, even though his innocence had been proven on the murder charge and Ponzi issue, he still needed a serious image makeover if he expected to win the club's leadership spot. And she intended to give him that fresh start with some help from Jessie Stevens. Wrestling her bedraggled umbrella, she trudged ahead another couple of steps. Were those lights flickering ahead? Hope and weariness jockeyed inside her. She was so very cold and soggy. But this also wasn't Houston, with her high-rise condo secured by round-the-clock guards. She pulled one hand from the umbrella and reached inside her coat to her crossbody bag, fumbling for her can of mace. The lights drew closer, grew stronger, until the glow focused into two beams. High off the ground, a truck. The driver's side door swung wide, and a large, looming figure jumped out, ducking into the rain while holding his Stetson in place. She gripped her mace harder. She'd taken self-defense classes in college, but she was seriously off balance with one broken heel and the other spiked into the mud.
"Ma'am, what are you doing out here tonight? Are you waiting for a tow truck?"
That voice. It couldn't be. But her ears told her it was. After all, she'd spent countless hours watching videos of Jessie Stevens giving interviews, memorized them, in fact, to decide the best tactic for approaching him. She tilted her head to catch sight of his face below the brim to confirm. And she gasped. No picture could do him justice. Even with the Stetson covering his blonde hair, he bore the look of a cowboy Viking. An image she found difficult to let go of once it came to life in her mind. Spluttering on a mouthful of rain, she tucked her mace can back into her purse, no longer needing protection. She should have suspected the truck could belong to Jessie Stevens. She was near his ranch, after all. But still, weren't the